am beginning to work on the Stackable Heart Journal to test out the template. And there will be different patterns and designs to go along with this. But I have the cereal box thanks to LaJean. She sent me the cereal box. So thank you, dear. It's going to come in handy. I think I'm going to have enough. You don't have to use a cereal box. This is just what I had. So I'm going to begin to cut all my pieces. And then I'm going to start gluing them down to the cereal box. Hearts cut, and then I have, this front piece, the design paper glued on. I don't have this cut out yet, and the black lines are not gone yet, and there's a reason why. So then I have my 3 spine hearts ready to go. Now don't let this paper bug you, because the glue will hold to it. You can take a sanding block and sand that off, or an emery board, which is a fingernail file sander, and you can just rough that up. I'm not worried about it because this glue I think will be fine. So now I'm just going to I put this here, folded it and put this here, and then I trimmed it. Let me see where I put it. I trimmed it down, okay, so it would fit like so. Okay, so I trimmed that down. And then that way I can have my little spine. And I'm going to use these as a reinforcing spine. I'm going to reinforce the spine because this is what you're going to sew if you want to do signatures inside this little journal. Then you're going to need a spine to sew into. So this is my little spine. So it needs to have paper, on both sides, or fabric or whatever. And then I'm going to put some Fibba tape inside there. Fibba tape is construction drywall tape. I will show you before I put anything else on it. But first, I am going to fold them in half, just like so, the best that you can. I did this out of the cereal box because I wanted a thick spine. I want this to last. If someone uses this to write down things, I want it to last. And then I'm going to, I can size it up and trim it where that I need to trim if I want to, or I can trim each one individually to fit around the heart. It just depends on what you want to do, but you have to do this little trimming. It's not a whole lot to trim down, but you will need to make it fit around the heart better. Just needs a little trimming. It's not real bad. Okay, so hopefully that's enough trimming for that one. We'll see. We may have to trim as we go because these patterns, like I said, they're not perfect. These are handmade patterns, so hand-drawn, so they're not perfect. But I do try to get them as close as I can. For you all. Now you could score this. I just don't have my score board out yet. I'm going to trim that off anyway. So this one, which one was the original? This one. And you still may have to trim after this as well. Okay. Easier if you just fold that. Got that. You want to make sure that they're both even, both sides. Okay. Okay, so now you could cover your cardboard and then cut the circles out, however that you wanted to do that. But there's a reason why that you do not want to cover, don't cover these yet on the back, please, because you're going to find out why. Okay, so I want to protect these spines because obviously I'm going to be using them as a spine. So I need to poke holes through them or whatever, you know. Only one of them. Let's see. Only one. Only, yeah. We'll go ahead and reinforce those anyway. And if we don't poke holes, we don't poke holes. But okay, now we can go ahead and cover these now. Okay, so I have these cut out. Now, I left the black lines because I'm going to tell you why. I have these all ready. I was doing some testing on this one, so ignore all that glue stuff. I have these hearts all ready to go. So there may be an extra one of these, so we will see. But just to let you know. And this, I started cutting some of the pages out for this one, the top one, I think. Yeah. It was like a glove. Huh. As you can see how I cut that. But we'll go to the pages. Right now I just want to get the book together. Okay? I just want to get it together. So this is my sheet. I cut these. Of course, when you cut these, you have to flip it like this so you can get the back. So I've left me a circle just with a pencil. I just drew me, this to remind me not to glue here yet. Okay? So I am going to glue this, and I'm going to set this down, like so. I'm going to set this down, lined up the best I can, to where it looks good. Making sure I have that edge good. So I'm going to glue this down, but I'm not going to put any glue here, because this is where our spine is going to go. So it's going to go underneath that. See that? That way it's hidden. That way you cannot see the spine. Okay? So just make sure, we're going to eventually glue it, but not right now, if that makes any sense. Trying to put the folded heart spine in between the papers that I need for the spine to be hid. So this is the back heart. So I told you not to glue on a certain spot when I put the back paper on the back heart. The folded heart spine goes in between that paper and the first paper. actually the back paper and the cardboard, because I put the first paper on the cardboard and then I left this spot open. See that back paper? Remember, I did not put any glue there when I glued it to the cardboard. So I'm going to take the folded heart spine that I trimmed down and I'm going to glue it to the cardboard, and then the paper is going to hide the spine hinge. So it's going to make a hinge like. So I'm just using some tacky glue, and you kind of got to hold it down on the cereal box because I didn't scratch the paper off the cereal box. You can if you want to, but I was okay with just holding it there because this allows me to have the time that I need to reposition the folded heart spine. And I'm just making sure. Here I am just adjusting the folded heart spine to make sure that it is flush with the heart the best that I can. And as you can see, I just, only glued that one piece of the heart down to make a spine in there. So I'm just making sure that it's going to stay, making sure. Now I'm just distressing it. And I'm distressing all the pages here, making sure that all the pages were distressed on the edges. I didn't want to forget doing that. Now here I am attaching the second heart, which is inside number 2 or inside number 1. Just depends on which template, because I have one that has 4 hearts and a pattern that has 3 hearts. So I'm attaching the inside. I'm stuck the folded heart spine, the other side, into, again, in between the cardboard and the back paper so that it forms a hinge. Now, if you need to rewind the video or slow it down, please do so, because this is important about getting your hinges, your folded spine. See, it's underneath the paper. See that? So now I'm going to glue it together so that I'm going to glue the paper there. I was having a hard time, but the glue will give me time to actually set what I need. So I've got glue on both sides of that little folded heart spine. Now I put glue on the back paper of the second one, and I'm going to flip it over. Now if you notice, I didn't put glue. Now, I only put glue on the back of that second folded heart spine. I didn't put glue on the front like we did before, because I want that gap to be open, because what happens here is that I'm going to take another folded heart spine, and I want to make sure that I glue it on top of the last folded heart spine. I'm going to show you right here. So leave that open. You can glue it on the back paper, but don't glue it to the cardboard yet. Okay, so it was just glued to the back paper. It was not glued to the cardboard, because I want to pick the cardboard up and I want to put the second spine down and glue it to the other spine. I hope that makes sense. So I'm just repositioning. So I'm putting glue on the second heart, the second folded spine. I'm putting glue on both sides of the little heart there, and I'm sticking it under the cardboard. Okay, so I hope that you understand what I'm doing. I'm putting the 2 folded heart spines together. Okay, I'm repositioning it. I'm making sure that I put some there. I'm showing you again, actually, to be sure that we understand that don't glue the first folded spine to the second cardboard. Okay, just glue it to the back paper. Here I'm putting the second spine, gluing it down to the first spine. Okay, so it's going to go back where the other one is at. It's going to meet the other one, in other words. So I'm putting glue. I'm just showing you again. I'm putting glue on both sides of the second spine. I'll lift the cardboard up, and I'm going to stick it in there. Hold it down. So, yay! Now we have got the 2 spines connected. And I'm going to show you here. See? The 2 spines are actually glued together, but they are hidden underneath the back paper. I'm just making sure that it holds still for a few minutes, and then when I open, voila, I have a little spine. And then I'm going to make sure, because it's going to be bulky on this one, because there's 2 little spines glued together under there. Okay, so I just wanted you to be sure the back paper, there in between the back paper and the cardboard, there's 2 little layers of the spine in that same hole. So it's going to be a little bit bulky there, but that's okay. So I have the 2 spines together. I have now the inside paper. Now it comes the front cover. And here I am putting glue on the second folded heart spine to attach it to the front cover. And again, it's going to go behind the back paper and the cardboard to make sure they're showing you the back paper. So that little second folded heart spine is going to go and attach to the front cover there in between the layers. So it's a hidden spine. So I'm just adjusting, make sure that the top peaks of the heart line up all 3 layers, and then I'm making sure that the bottom peaks are lining up. You want to give this some time to dry before you start making sure that the edges are clean, and you can distress more as it's needed. So here you see me just trimming it up a little bit because I kind of want it all together to match nicely. Here I'm just trimming. I opened it up and trimmed. Just trying to make it a little bit neater. Cleaning my mess, and then here I am distressing the inside as well. It will be a little thick in there of that one. Here I'm putting my Fibba tape down, and I'm putting muslin. Fibba tape is contractor's drywall tape, and I'm putting some muslin down to secure the spine. Here I am taking 8.5 by 11, actually 11 by 8.5, the sheets, the design sheets that go with this kit. I am making the pages, and then I'll be making the signatures by sewing them in. You can use your junk mail, your the papers, whatever that you want to use. I have redesigned the template so that you can use 11 by 8.5 sheets with no problems. It won't be cut off. So the template that you see here will be bigger than what is available now, because I wanted everyone to make sure that they could just use 11 by 8.5 sheet. And as you can see here, I am trimming, just tracing and trimming. And I have, I think at the end, I have about 4 or 5 pages per little signature. And if you notice, this heart journal has 4 pages instead of 3. It has there's also a accordion fold spine. You see that to the left, and there's also the folded heart spine as well. So it's a hidden spine more or less on either one. Here I'm trimming the pages, making sure that they all are good and pretty well match. And of course, I don't mind if they stick out, but I kind of want that V there to be definite and not really hanging out. The edges on the right can hang out. I'm not concerned about that, because if I add lace or trim or whatever, then, you know, that doesn't bother me. So here I'm getting ready to put the little small signatures in. There's about 4 or 5 pages there, so that's about 20 sides for each signature. So that's about 60 pages for this little journal. So it's a lot of pages that it can hold. Just flat pages, you know, if you embellish it or anything like that, you may want to use lesser pages if you intend on embellishing. So I have my needle, my awl, my clothespin, and I have my distressing ink so that I can redistress the pages if I need to for the inside pages. Here I am just trying my best to get the center, get the pages in, and I will be poking 2 holes in each little small signature folded heart spine. But it's okay, because the spine has been reinforced with the Fibba tape and with the muslin cloth. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to poke the holes, because this is it's only a 2-inch or maybe 1.5 inch spine that I'm poking into. So I want to be sure that it is correct. Now, this journal has actually 3 signatures, where the one that we were working on earlier only had 2 signatures, and it's up to the left there. So this is my 4th attempt at this template, and this is also probably my 12th video on trying to get all this together for you all, so that you all could see how to put this stackable little journal together. Keep in mind there are papers, design papers that goes with this kit, so that you can use whatever papers you want for the signature. Here I'm using some crochet thread. It is sort of a silk crochet thread, and here I am trying to get it in the needle, but I was having difficulties getting it threaded here, so I went to a bigger eye for the needle, but that's okay. Things like that happen. So I am just going through the inside, through the out, and back out into in, and then I am going to tie those together. I'm going to do a double or a triple knot. So here I am tying the last knot, having some issues on this last knot signature, but that's okay. So this is the last signature that I am tying together. Trying to get it tied together here. Making sure it's tight, but not too tight. So there we go. And I'm going to make sure that all of the pop-up places are securely glued. And I'm just picking up the trash so that I can have room. Putting my tools away as I work to have room. So here it is. Here is the little journal, and here are the pages inside. Now I have decided that I want to put pockets in to make it just a little bit more sturdier, because these pages are thin. Because they are some vintage papers that Luz sent me. I'll put her shop link down below of the vintage papers that she sent. I think it's Vintage Faith Journals, but I do have a link because I do want to put that down below for her, because she was so gracious to send me a whole envelope full of wonderful vintage items from her shop and some beautiful laces. So I'll put that down below. And here I'm just doing a pocket, just gluing on the 3 sides, leaving the top part of the hearts open so that I can have a pocket. And I do this for all 3 of the signatures.